Now, Republicans are giant buddies of the banks, but if there's one organization close to the banks that loves the banks and protecting them and they're protecting the rich and the powerful more, it's CNBC. Now, how do they do this? In a number of ways, but their favorite thing is do not do higher taxes on the rich or corporations, or my God, a transactional tax in the financial community. Their heads exploded, CNBC. What are you going to do instead to balance the budget? Spending cuts! Take it from the middle class and the poor. Do spending cuts. You better do spending cuts, otherwise you're irresponsible. Well, Michelle Caruso-Cabrera with an excellent example of this, browbeating Steny Uygur, the number 2 person for the Democrats in the House.
I've heard Democrat after Democrat today tell me how much the president reached out to me during that last speech.
I knew this was
I don't know about reaching out to you, Michelle.
Does the country have a spending problem,
upset his base.
sir? Does the country have a spending problem?
Does the country have a spending problem?
Yeah.
The country has a paying for problem. We haven't paid for what we bought. We haven't paid for our tax cuts. We haven't paid for the war.
Promised? Are we promising too much?
Yeah, absolutely. If we don't pay, we shouldn't buy.
So how are those different than a spending problem?
Well, we spent a lot of money when George Bush was president of the United States and the House and Senate were controlled by Republicans.
Okay, so that's 8 years, and now another 8 years of a lot of spending. So now we're going on 16 years of a lot of spending now.
Yeah, we need to stop it.
All right, Democrats drive me crazy. Here would have been my answer. Yeah, I'd love to cut spending. Below the defense budget that you guys love so much, and the minute I say I'm going to cut defense, guess what you're going to tell me? You're going to tell me, oh my God, that would hurt the economy. How could you do that? Oh, cutting spending to the middle class, that wouldn't hurt the economy? It would hurt the economy even more. But you don't give a damn about that because you're a CNBC anchor, right? So, all right, let's cut. Let's cut from defense. Oil subsidies, outrageous, irresponsible, inexcusable. Let's cut them. Oh, what would CNBC do? Don't cut oil subsidies. All right, bailouts, outrageous. The banks, here's a way to balance the budget. Financial transaction tax. You want to do that, Lisa? Oh, no. How dare you? Don't do it. Please don't do it, right? Cut from the middle class. Say you're going to cut. We have a spending problem, don't we? We have a spending problem. Yeah, we have a spending problem. We spend it on all your rich friends. And I would put an end to that immediately. But nobody fights back against these people. So, and her oh my God, I'm being such a tough anchor. Yeah, do it to a Republican. When's the last time we saw CNBC doing that? Do it to a banker. Next time CNBC has a CEO on of a powerful company, not one that's about to go under, that they can beat up on, but a JP Morgan or a GE or any of those guys. And I want to see them get tough on those CEOs. Yeah, don't hold your breath, because it ain't gonna happen. CNBC is here to service the banks and the giant multinational corporations. Steve.
I don't know if you saw on the Daily Show, but they did a great report on the tanks. So Congress authorized spending on 300 more tanks. And the military said, we don't want the tanks. We don't need the tanks. In fact, the military has 3,000 tanks just sitting there in Nevada because they just don't need them. But it's a jobs program for these guys, for their buddies, and for their buddies to get rich.
Yeah, look, you name the part of the military, and I can tell you the same exact thing. There's the fighter jets that the military says we do not want, but Congress funds anyway. That costs us billions of dollars. You know the scam about nukes? Look, President Obama wants to get rid of some nukes. That's good overall, right? But they get rid of those nukes, and then they build new ones. That's called updating our arsenal. So stupid. Well, it's not stupid. They all get paid off of it.